Rebellious Silence is a photograph taken by Shirin Neshat in 1994 and is one of the photographs from the Women of Allah series, a series including 4 photographs that represent either gender or ethnic identity. The research question for the analysis of this artwork is, how does Rebellious Silence by Shirin Neshat show gender and ethnic identity of Muslim women through the elements such as rifle, chador, and Farsi poem used in the photograph? Shirin Neshat is a visual feminist artist who was born on March 26, 1957 in Kazvin, Iran. In her childhood, she attended a Catholic school where she studied both Western and Iranian cultures due to the support from his father and the expansion of women's rights in Iran. She then moved to the US at the age of 17 due to the sudden increase of hostility in Iran. After a few years of her education in California, she moved to New York to begin her work as a film director and a photographer. This photograph is printed using the most common process when making black and white photographs, which is called gelatin silver prints. The photograph also contains calligraphic inscription in black ink on the woman's face, providing a message to the audience, and this will be discussed in more detail later. The original size of the photograph is 55.9 inches in width and 38.6 inches in height. However, the photograph has been cropped to 12.6 inches in width and 7.9 inches in height in order to perfectly bisect the figure using the rifle in the middle. Rebellious Silence is a combination of dark and bright tones, as black color is used for the figure itself, while white color is used for the background. Bright background allows the audience to focus more on the figure, enabling the audience to realize the deeper meaning of the photograph. The contrast between white and black using the hard edge of the figure's black chador against a white background, as well as light and dark on the woman's face, express contradictions between two things, such as Eastern culture and Western culture, and beauty and violence. Rebellious Silence is a portrait of a Muslim woman who is wearing a traditional clothing called chador. The rifle in the middle of the photograph not only divides the photograph in half, but also conveys two major meanings to the audience. Apart from the rifle's obvious meaning of violence and control, which symbolizes the misconceptions of Muslim people from Western viewers, it also represents the feeling of the artist towards the religious martyrdom as a person who did not experience Iranian Revolution. Similar to the rifle's representation, the Farsi text on the woman's face from Tahira Safarzade's poem, Allegiance with Faithfulness, expressed the effort of martyrdom, but also worked as a niqab to show the mandatory law where all Muslim women have to wear niqab in public since the overthrow of Pahlavi dynasty in 1979. The main subject of this photograph is the identity of Muslim people, specifically Muslim women. There are two major identities shown in the photograph, which are gender and ethnic identity. Ethnic identity is shown in the photograph as the main figure is wearing one of the traditional Islamic clothing called chador. Not only this, but also the misconceptions of Muslim people from the viewpoints of Western culture shown in the photograph form an ethnic identity of people from Arab's ethnic group. However, the misconceptions of Muslim people are mainly directed to Muslim women, eventually forming a gender identity of females. Gender identity is also expressed by the use of certain elements such as the veil and Farsi poem, which represent Muslim women's lack of freedom in the society. The purpose of this photograph is to provide the audience an opportunity to rethink about their misconceptions of Muslim women that are either formed by their belief, society, or media in order to eventually change the Western perceptions of Muslim women. As mentioned earlier, Shirin Neshat did not experience Iranian revolutionary culture as she left before the Iranian Revolution, which took place in 1978 and 1979. Iranian Revolution was the overthrow of Pahlavi dynasty ruled by Muhammad Reza Shah Pahlavi and the replacement with the Islamic Republic ruled by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. While Shah wanted the country to be more modernized by accepting Western cultures to the citizens, Khomeini only allowed the beliefs of Islam by opposing Western cultures, resulting in the unfair treatment towards the women, such as the mandatory law of wearing a niqab. Because of a sudden change in Iran after the Iranian Revolution, Shirin Neshat confronted a society that was way different than the one that she had grown up in, which influenced her to create some sort of visual representations to reflect on changes that have taken place after the Iranian Revolution. In Afghanistan, a country right next to Iran, most women do not have the access to education due to the unfair attitudes towards girls, early marriage, insecurity, and violence towards girls, school attacks from the group of people who oppose female education, etc. Rebellious Silence by Shirin Nishat is not directly intended to a particular issue around the world. However, it is intended to not only force the audience to rethink about their misconceptions towards Muslim women, but also to aware the people that there should be a change in terms of women's rights in any community. Therefore, it is related to all of the issues caused by gender inequality, including women's lack of access to education in Afghanistan,